your beauty to get assignments from guys, if you use your beauty and think that it can influence everyone, you are setting yourself up to be deceived that that you can use your beauty to make money, and one day someone will come along and say, hey, there's a new television show and we would like you to come and for us do some dancing, and they'll say 20,000 and you'll be traveling the world and you'll be meeting famous people. Don't believe it. And they'll say, don't tell your parents. See, if it's genuine, they'll go through the correct authorities. Young girls, when they're desperate, when they've lost their lover, when they want more money, when they're promised a high-paying job in Delhi or Chennai, be very careful these days, because en masse this horror is happening. We in England have a dark part of our history where we had slavery, took people from Africa, and in the end we had to rise up and say this is not right. But today we have even more, a greater form of slavery. It's worse form of slavery. It's also torture. It's sex slavery. It's being done because making porn has become, with human trafficking, it's becoming the largest criminal activity in the world today. It's hard to stop this because it's such a big criminal activity. Second only to, sometimes in some countries, drugs, but always second only to arms, the criminal arm industry and weapons is this issue. Okay, how are these girls captured? It may be through meeting on social media. There were some girls who finished their degree in Delhi, and they begged their fathers to send them with reputed travel agents to Calcutta. They had a very expensive tour guide. Someone spotted this guy going around with these three middle-class beautiful girls, taking them to see the sights in Calcutta. And on the second day of their week trip in Calcutta, they offered the driver of the tour guide 1 lakh for each girls. By the fourth day, it was 2 lakhs for each girls. At first he said no, but eventually he caved in and he moved his family out of Calcutta. And he took these girls on their last day. Instead of going to the airport, he went to a remote place where these girls never came out of. It can happen to poor girls or rich girls, educated or uneducated, promising them being models, dancers, better work. They can be tricked by a marriage alliance when they don't know the family. They can be tricked by their own husbands, their own relatives. Some people today sell their own children, thinking they're going to get a better education. Don't believe the lie. They're not buying your child to pay for his food for 10 years to be a servant in 10 years' time. They're buying that child to sell that baby to perverted men who have been so into porn that now they want babies. These girls, they will go inside when they're driven by their so-called lover to a remote house. There'll be security each side of the door. They'll close the door and they won't be allowed out. And the guy will collect his 3 to 5 lakhs, and then the girl will be screaming, and then but she'll never see her parents again, never go to college again. This shouldn't happen to any of you. And one of my friends, their servant was offered a better job, and the family pleaded, no, we don't feel right about this. 7 years later, she was delivered on the floor outside their house, smelling, used to a horrible state. She was so sick, they put her straight in hospital. She died within 3 days of AIDS and other venereal diseases. She thought she was getting a better job, but she was forced into prostitution for 7 years. The biggest people who have chances of being human trafficked are girls who sell their bodies for their classmates or guys in their college. One day, instead of that one guy who's paid a few thousand rupees to use your body coming through that door, 5 guys will come through that door. They will gang rape you. They will then take you off to another location, and you will be trafficked. You will be taken across the world in boxes. You'll be chained. You'll be forced again and again to do these horrible things. When a girl is abducted in this way, then first of all they have to break her so that she's willing to sleep with all these different guys, 10 guys a night, 10 ugly, perverted, old guys. Guys, just to understand this, imagine you had to do it. You were forced to do it. Otherwise they'd kill you with a very old lady, very ugly lady. You had to kiss and do everything with a very, very old lady. How would you feel? That's how you can understand what a girl feels like when she's forced to do this. But you think, why would she just not run away? Well, they're locked up. Well, why would she agree? She could just say, no, I'm not going to do it. They are slaves. It is sex slavery. The first week they break the girl. They make her drink. They show her porn. They drug her. They beat her continuously. They rape her continuously. They torture her for 4 to 5 days until she agrees. If the customer isn't satisfied, they will beat her again. They will then take her out to do parties where she has to go with 5 guys. She comes back to the brothel. She then again has to keep working in that brothel. If she gets sick, they don't treat her. It is horrific. And it's going on today. And it has to be and will be stopped by lots of people rising up and saying, if porn leads to this, we're going to cut our porn. This is not acceptable.